All right. Good morning, guys. Yes, yes, yes. Today we are doing March 12th on March 12th. Hallelujah. It's like now I am home and I am caught up and I am back on track with my Thrive Bible reading plan, Bible in a year. Actually for today we only have chapter 15. And we're still talking about Samson. So I know when we ended it yesterday, it was that Samson he didn't end up taking his wife; she was given to someone else. But now we see at the beginning of this chapter that that wasn't his decision or even his intention. So at the end of chapter 14, it was like, he went back home with his parents, but in his mind, she was still very much his wife. And we see that the way it opens up because it opens up now with him requesting to go be with his wife and his wife's father telling her, well, you were so upset with her. We didn't think that you would want anything to do with her. So she was actually given to his best man. And the father of his bride offered her younger sister. And at this, Samson became very upset. And it says that he went out, and the one of the things is that he said something. He said, "This time I cannot be blamed for everything that I am going to do to you Philistines." So I guess when he found himself getting so upset the last time, even though the spirit of the Lord had came upon him and given him all that strength, it was something where I guess he saw his wrongdoing in it. But now it looks like he's saying that, this is something that you guys totally brought on yourself. And with that, he went out and caught 300 foxes and he tied their tails together in pairs. And he fastened a torch to each pair of the tails and he set them free inside their fields, which pretty much burnt down and destroyed everything. And I can't imagine, it's one of those things where I guess not only did he have strength, but it was like he knew how to really impact them to show how upset he was and what that he was able to do with the Philistines. And so we see that the Philistines, of course, they retaliated because now they went with the tribe of Judah. And the tribe of Judah, they asked, why were you attacking them? Because after Samson did what he did, he went and he put himself in a cave. And so the people of Judah was like, well, they went and they got him and they put two new ropes on him and they tied him up and they handed him over. But of course, those two ropes was nothing for Samson. So he was able to snap those ropes and become free. And it was like with the jawbone of a donkey, of a recently killed donkey, he was able to kill 1,000 Philistines. And then he actually said, with the jawbone of a donkey, I have piled them in heaps. With the jawbone of a donkey, I've killed 1,000 men. This was something that he was actually doing in a boastful manner. And I think one of the things that's interesting, because when we pick up tomorrow, we're still going to be with Samson. But it was one of those things that after he did it, it was like we started to hear this language again where it was like he was thirsty. So it's never about just like having a need or something like that. It's always something that is expressed with such an irritation toward God. Like, I've done these great things for you, and now you're going to allow me to die of thirst. So, of course, God didn't let him die of thirst. God actually had water um, gush out and the hollow in the ground, and he was revived and he drank. And it shows that he continued to reign for 20 years. But one of the things that I find very interesting is that even though he reigned as a judge, or he judged Israel, that the Philistines still dominated the land. So it wasn't like any of the other times when, like, there was complete victory over people. But it was one of those things where God was showing his strength in a new way. But it wasn't a way that allowed people to be fully free from the people who had came into their land and oppressed them. And it's one of those things where it was like you don't see anything about people having like a repentant heart or a repentant spirit. It just shows like even when it's open up and it's introducing Samson's parents, it just said that they had been oppressed for so many times and that God had sent them Samson to be a fighter for them, but it doesn't show anything of them like coming back to God and getting rid of anything at this time. So they were still his chosen people, so he still sent somebody to be amongst them. But this person didn't go ahead and get rid of all of the oppression. He was just able to cause great harm to them based on the strength that he had. So that's what I have for chapter 15. And I don't know, I'm kind of excited. I know we're only in the third month of the year, and I'm looking forward to just getting through to the end of this year just to see how impactful it is actually spending this time finding this Bible plan with my life because I'm expecting great things at the end. And I guess I'm kind of learning as I'm going not to just so much put my eyes on like a prize or something that I want, but to really just fall in love with the idea of spending time with God and being intentional and reading His Word and just, seeing things that I've never seen before, seeing things that I've never been taught before. So I pray that this is blessing you guys as well, that you guys are finding that time to dig in the Word because each time I'm finding out something different and I'm actually enjoying this time. So, everybody be blessed, and I will see you back on track tomorrow.